Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Chelsea podcast. Man, them United podcast meets the Ballers at the Bridge podcast. And Chelsea flying. Chelsea in second place. Enzo Maresca just out here got Chelsea balling. Big win at Southampton. 5-1 winners. 5-1 winners. Palmer, Caicedo, Sancho, Jackson being rested. You know what I'm saying? Jackson on the bench. And they still putting 5+ people. The most informed striker in the league, in my opinion, right now, is Nicholas Jackson. And of course, they travel to Spurs on the weekend as well, a place they always win. But are they in the title race? That is going to be the main talking point of discussion. Are Chelsea in the title race? Can Chelsea win the league? Because Liverpool dropped points at Everton. Chelsea beat Spurs like they always do. They 4 or 5 points off top going into Christmas. So we will be discussing that, people. In regards to Manchester United, very poor performance against Arsenal. Very, very poor performance. Not up to scratch, not up to standard. But I've seen these players give up and fold against lesser opposition. Well, not even against poorer opposition. So it wasn't too shocked, just more disappointing. I was right. So we'll be discussing that. But please keep all your comments and questions, Manchester United or Chelsea related. Hit the like button on the video, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after the live. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share this out across all the socials at Sarcasm City TV across all socials. Retweet a like on the Twitter. Follow on Twitter. Retweet a like on Twitter. Follow on Instagram. Share and follow on the Instagram. And just as important, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. So I can't be here not discussing Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? Without the Chelsea lot here. You know what I'm saying? The shed end in the building. We got Surfer. We got Ahmed. What you man saying? What's going on? What's going on?
Doing amazing. Sensational. You know what I mean? I told the streets I was the king of bowling. And that's what matters, man. Thank you.
I don't want to discuss your bowling antiques after last night's stream, so I'm all good. If you want to know what we're talking about, go to the playback, the Tottenham stream. Probably second half, I think it was, the Bournemouth-Tottenham match when Eddie joins. So if you see, you know what Eddie Savvy is, stop from when Eddie joins, and then you'll know what we're talking about. So,
if you know, you know, man. If you know, you know, man.
Follow the playback. Yeah, we definitely not going there. This Ahmed guy crazy. Make sure you subscribe to the Bridge Nation, though. The Bridge Nation over there. Surfer, what are you saying, man? You good before we get into all footballing things?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I just hope I don't succumb to peer pressure on this podcast. That's all. I don't want to do that. Do you know what I mean? Since I don't have my own mind, apparently. So I'm all good.
Man.
I'm all good.
Yeah, man. I hopefully, man, we don't see Surfer move like Pep. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Hey, Pep's struggling. Pep's struggling, man. Somebody help. Pep needs help, man. Pep out here, he a middle-aged man squaring up to people. Man moving like Roy Keane. I'll see you in the car park. The way he turned around swiftly. Bro, I was like, you want me? It was swift way he swiveled.
The security guard, bro, he knew, it was over. He had to come in there, bro. No, the security guard killed the black guy. The black guy security guard was like, no, we're not doing this, man. You know what I mean? He was big up to him, man.
You do. It was mad. And big up to everyone in the chat already. I see you lot. I get to the chat also. But big up to Casper. Always good to see you in the chat, Casper, because you're always supporting. Big up. Show gonna be fire. You already know. WKD says not in the title race. Chelsea a small horse. Big up to Justice. Says Flawless. Remember what position I said we would finish in. Also said we were going a 10-game run that no one wanted to play us. You're doing the business. I think you said second. I think I've got it written down, Justice. I can't remember, but you either said second or third. Please jog my memory so I don't have to check it. Big up to Nephew in the chat, says big up, proper scrubs. And big up to Casper, says that 0 to 115 was crazy flawless. That was from Instagram. That's why I said somebody said it. So obviously it got posted on the gram. And someone said Pep went from 0 to 115 real quick. So I was like, yeah, go tweeting that, yo. It was the spin. That's what cracked me up. It was the speed in which he spun. Like, if you watch it on mute, it just looks funny. Like, man didn't slowly turn around. Man was like, all right, let's go. He was ready.
Hey,
yeah, second.
If Foden could spin that quickly, he might have had more goals this season. Do you know what I
mean? That's a good tweet, man. Hey, you should tweet that, sir, for quote. Tweet that and go. Hey, if Foden could spin like that in the final third, he'd have a goal. He'd have a goal. If you don't, I'm a tweet and tag you. So you got till tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You got till tomorrow. Don't let them man lose against Palace. I'm tweeting that shit. Don't let them lose. But big up everyone that is tapped in, man. And like I was saying, speaking of Manchester City and title races and title charges, Chelsea 5-1 winners at Southampton. We'll get to the game second, like that's secondary. But Ahmed, we'll go to you first. Chelsea in a title race, in your opinion?
You know, title race, I think is a very strong term. You know, I like to think of it as a strong term. You know, it's something that's very serious, and I think yes, currently my club is moving serious. I think that's a good point, but I still think for me, we're still missing a few pieces before I can truly say, you know, we're in a title race. Does that make sense? Because I do think, you know, whether I don't know if like for Surf wants to agree with me. Can we take advantage of maybe the situation? Yes, we could. Maybe in January if we do some stuff that allows us to continue to be in this race. Yes, but I think at the same time we also need to realize that it's going to take a little bit of time to I think for me, the squad is gelling, everything's gelling, but we've had quite a big peak. I think yes, currently in terms of like the points and stat wise, yes, you have to say you're in the title race, but at the same time, I think we're still missing one or two pieces for us to say we are fully in the title race.
They're not currently in the title race. All right, Fez. What are you saying, Surfer? We'll come back to that. What are you saying? Let's want to get both of you man's overall thoughts on it before we delve further into the topic.
Yeah, we're in the title race. I think people have to find it. I'm not saying we're going to win. We're in a title race. I think that's what people. I think people are getting like people go. Well, if you talk about title race, you think we're going to win? No. It's like saying when Johan Blake was in a race with Usain Bolt, he was in a race for the gold medal, but he knew he wasn't going to win it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think until I see more evidence, I think as it stands right now, we're not going to win the league, in my opinion. But we are. Let's not do this whole thing now where other rival fans are now telling us we must now do this and must,
Exactly.
You didn't expect us to be in top four. Sorry, you didn't expect us to be second. You might have picked us to be a top four battle or something like that. But
people putting us 8th, Andrew, remember? There are people that are putting us 8th place this season saying these guys are finishing.
Yeah. Like that. I mean, I had a 6, but that's because I had a 6, but my main reason was because I had no idea what Maresca would do. So I think I was. And I'm not even harping on the people that had doubts about Chelsea because of Maresca, because I can't do that because I had my own doubts. So that's not it. So yeah, I believe we're in a title race until we're not in a title race. And I'll just say this: Chelsea fans, you should want us to be talked in a title race for as long as possible, which means we keep our main objective of finishing in the top 4. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it should be. So don't be afraid of it. Just say, yeah, okay, we're in a title race, but then just clarify it, saying, I don't think we'll win, but we're in it. We're second. We're only 7 points off, so we're factually in the title race. We're in this. We can see the leaders. You know what I mean? So why not?
Fez. I fully hear what you're saying in regards to that. So Ahmed, by the definition, you are in a title race, but more so, are you talking about the ability that Chelsea have to win it?
Big up, Jim.
Yes, I feel like
every time as well.
I don't know if we have the ability to finish the job. Does that make sense, Flawless? Right, like to see it through, because we haven't obviously seen that yet. Obviously, which is a big thing. And I think secondly, if you're being honest, I'm pretty sure a lot of Chelsea will tell you probably need a better GK. Right, that's something that's very logical that you will hear a lot of fans say. Maybe another centre back, of course, and even like a backup striker that can really compete with Jackson, that can provide us a different option. That's what I'd probably say is what is missing from us right now for me to run and truly say we're in it. We're in it to win it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's my thought process in regards to it. I think Surfer hit the nail on the head. You can be in the race, but think you're not going to win it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You are technically are Chelsea currently in the title race, in my opinion? Yes. Do I believe Chelsea are going to go on to win the league title? No. Unfortunately, I actually want you lot to win the league title because I can't stand the other 3. So that's why I've been saying you must, but that's just from my own personal viewpoint. Yeah. I don't think it's on a quality thing. It's Enzo Maresca's first season, but rather you than the other 3. I can't stand the other 3.
100%, I get that.
City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. Go on.
I think though, what I'm finding a bit, I can't feel the word, but a bit confusing myself is that some Chelsea fans go, well, yeah, we're not in a title race this year because the guys aren't experienced enough. Oh, but next year we're going to challenge for a title. And I'm going, how does that work then? We're not in a title. You don't believe we're in a title race because you haven't got the experience to be in a title race. How are we going to get the experience to win or be in the title race next season without trying to be in a title race this season, even if it's a losing effort. Surely then you'd want the guys to have the experience of knowing what it is to be in a title race, to have the pressure on them, so that your prediction of next season or the season after winning the title comes true, right? Yes. There's no point. That's the whole thing of, Squad's too young, the manager's not experienced enough. Well, let's try and get the experience of it so that if we do falter this season, which I think we will, we then know what to do next season. Do you know what I mean? When it comes up, it's like under Mourinho 13-14, he called us a little horse, and he was right. But we were still in a title race up until the last few games of the season, and we finished third. And with like a few additions here and there, it galvanized, and the players had the experience of that group of them being in the title race previous season to start the next season and win the title. So it's just really, I don't know what it is, because like all fans, like all fan bases, I think we're hypocrites, because we've put the pressure on Arsenal the last 2 years to say, you're in a title race. Even the first season they were in a title race when they didn't have the experience of being in a title race. Yeah. You're in a title race. You're in a title race. You're in a title race. So even though we said they weren't going to win it, we still said you're in a title race. Do you know what I mean? So
that's right. I think that's right. That's exactly how I look at it, and I'm glad you mentioned it, because I was trying to think of another team similar. That's exactly how I look at Arsenal in regards to, are Arsenal in the title race this season? Yes. Have they been in title races the previous 2 seasons? Also, yes. Have I ever believed they are good enough to win the league title? No. But that doesn't exclude you being in the race. And that's a start. You want to be in the race at first. Then once you're in the race, that's when you then kick on and try and win it. And if you happen to be in and around the top, like you are top near December, let's say it's April and you lot are 4 points off top. And it's like, all right, let's go type of thing. So I think people do get it confused and mixed up. But I think where the difference is between you and Arsenal, this is now their 3rd year. Their manager's now been there.
And they do or die.
Yeah, exactly. Their managers spent 600 million or whatever it is, whereas your managers just got there. Because if this was you lot 4 years from now with 600 million spent and Enzo's been there and you'd been in 2 title races, I'd be saying, yeah, you must. And that goes for the same for my team or whoever. So,
but if you think about it, right, I think this is more of a sped up Arsenal process in terms of our 12th position is their 2 8th positions, right, under our 10th. Exactly. Our 6th last season is their 5th, right? And this could be our 22-23 version of them. I'm not saying we'll lead it for 93% because we can't. We actually mathematically can't because it's December and we haven't led the Premier League at all. But do you understand in terms of the growth, right? The only thing I want different, if it is like that, is next summer. I don't want us making a load of additions because I don't think we need a lot of additions. Maybe people will leave, but like we're saying, what happened this year? Did the goalkeeper cost us too much this season, right? Do we need to buy another centre back? What is Reece James's situation? Do we need to buy another right back? What is Nkunku going to leave? What backup striker do we need to bring in? Because then Jackson's going to be the number 1, right? It's just like little things. Do we need to buy another? Do we need what midfielder are we going to bring in? Is Igor Chukwu going to stay? Is Andre Santos going to come in and be that extra midfielder? It's just little things here and there because we've done the build of the squad now. It's just what we should do because they're so young. It should be additions here and there. You know, I'd like it to be additions. I don't really hoping we never need additions in January.
Let me guess. He's saying like a goalkeeper and a centre back in terms of additions.
I think we need a goal. Definitely, I'm not. Listen, I know Jorgensen has had 2 good games in a row. I'm still not convinced solely off that because he's not had a long run, and my mind's made up of. I don't care what my mind. Sanchez would have to go 20 games in a row without doing any error. That may sound harsh, but I just think he's cost us in big games. He hasn't cost us in little games because we beat the smaller sides mostly. Yeah, he's cost us against Arsenal and Manchester United already this season. Okay, the other games, not so much. They didn't really cost us so much, but is he going to cost us more? Down the road, like we've got Newcastle, and Liverpool. In the last few games of the season,
your last few games is crazy.
How important will all those games be? Do you know what I mean in terms of the running?
That's the big question. That's the big question.
And when it comes to centre back, the age of the centre back doesn't matter. It's more of an experienced centre back. Do you know what I mean? Like you can have an experienced 24-year-old. You know what I mean? 23-year-old or something. Where have they been playing? You know what I mean? Are they good enough as well? Yeah. So I just Gogi Bear is goalkeeper. Okay.
Big up to everybody in the chat, yo. You lot get any questions in as well? I get to the better questions. Of course, if you super chat, that will surefire. Make sure we get to your question. But any questions you lot have, feel free to get in. Just keep them Manchester United or Chelsea related. So Ahmed, you are a little bit more like reluctant in regards to the title race. When will you be convinced? Like what month? Like are you like, okay, if we are, let's say I'll use 5 points. If you're 5 points away, is it January? Is it February? When are you going to be like, all right?
I would honestly say if by the 1st of January we're like only 4 or 5 points away, right, and basically we still got a game with Liverpool, basically, or whoever it may be next, then I think if from a club perspective, and even myself, I'll be then looking at that January transfer window and thinking, this is a real chance for us now, to speed up the process slightly, or even a bit more than next season, right? And really give it a go. I think for me, the thing we need to realize also, I think the advantage, I would even argue, that we have over a lot at Liverpool, at Arsenal, even if that is like the big difference between all of us. But we can just field a whole other team, in the Conference League, but they can't in maybe in the Champions League, and we can have a fresh squad probably every week, essentially, right, and have a right go at it. So for me, if you're a Chelsea footballer, you look at that and you're like, we need to bring in that centre back. Maybe we need to add a centre back to really strengthen that fast, right? Is Sanchez costing us way too much, as Surfer is saying, right? Okay, if that's the case, get me a Chevalier, get me someone, even like Petrovic, because I know from what I've seen, I think Petrovic been doing a solid job at Strasbourg. Bang, bring him in too, right? And also, and also for me personally, it's like, okay, that striker, do I go for him now? Or do I go for him in the summer? Like if you truly believe you're in that title race now, and you can really take advantage and get the title off whoever's out front, you go for that striker that you want right now, in my personal opinion. That's why it just comes down to it, because like I need to see from the ownership, what their school of thought is going to be, similar to just myself. Once it gets to the first week of Jan, and you're only 4 or 5 points away.
I think Javon's put it right in the chat. I think if we can, and I think we can. I think we can win every game, the league games going up until Man City away on the 25th of Jan.
So that's one. I was looking here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So which you know what? I've been saying this about your running. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, but it's like I know we'll talk about the Spurs game a bit, but you're gonna see when we talk about Spurs, you're gonna see my attitude towards that game, and not like I'm not being arrogant or anything, but you can see the difference between my attitude in that game and my attitude when we go away to Everton. Because we totally 180, okay?
Exactly.
Because I believe in records and stuff. No, you laugh, but I believe in records. I believe in records and everything in history and stuff like that. I believe in the football karma. I believe in football karma. We've experienced it all. You may not admit it, but everyone's experienced football karma. Do you know what I mean? Something will happen. But somehow if we get the wins. Yeah, can we go on and win? Can we go on an extended winning run? Essentially, do you know what I mean? Can we take this forward with a load of fixtures every 3 to 4 days coming up? You add in the FA Cup, that's coming up. There'll be I think there's 2 rounds of that in January. I think at least the finishing off of the Europa Conference League. I think the last game's in January as well. The Christmas games. Can we avoid injuries and suspensions and stuff like that, and can we get to like January 25th and we're like you say, are we still in low single digits from whoever's from let's say Liverpool, and what state are City in at that point? Have they bought like Bruno Guimaraes or someone else to and
you know what City do is a valid point. What City do does have it, but hey, Pep is squaring up to people. I think they're gone, but I hear your point. So it's just
I think it's
like Ahmed said, it's like would there be anything done in January? I don't think a goalkeeper was bought in January. I know there's been a load of things released tonight or today about Chelsea linked with like Araujo from Benfica and Dorgu, the left back, and stuff like that. So will those be done in January? Like I said, will it be done in January, and then are they going to be loaned back and then come in the summer? Same with a striker, as a backup striker. Say, for instance, as good as I think as functional and good, I think Ipswich are going to go down. But do we then approach Liam Delap, sign him, but then loan him back? Do you know what I mean? I'm just throwing a name out there. You know what I mean? And then loan him back and then bring him in the summer and stuff like that. So it's because we're going to witness, if Chelsea are in a good position, we're going to witness this ownership group for the first time in the January window when we're in like a good position, when we're not 10th. Do you know what I mean? That we have been for the past 2 Januaries with them. So it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, one thing I will say, you definitely got like an interesting week up ahead. Obviously, you've got Spurs, obviously this Sunday. We've then got to go to Astana in Azerbaijan. That's a plane plus a coach. And to be honest, man, I don't know. I would like to think that they're not going to send a squad there. Like, they're not going to send any of the main squad and the backups there.
I thought he was about to hype up the game. I was about to say, go on, carry on.
No.
I fully thought he was going to do the Hano thing.
That's the one at 3:30 or something next Thursday or something.
That's
3:30 game.
Yeah.
It's 3:30.
It's in
That's crazy.
Yeah, because but Azerbaijan is in like almost Russia time basically. Because like I think that Russia's like a little bit. So it's in Kazakhstan. Thank you for Jabu for helping with my geography there. But as I was saying, man, again that one you want to be send the kids. I don't even care, bro. Just send the kids there. Don't even send like any of the main squad or even the backups to Astana. Send the kids there because you don't want to be getting anyone having any tiredness or anything like that against the game against that team. Like no, I would even happily forfeit that game. If you know what I mean, just forfeit the game, bro. You know what I mean? We're already ahead in that one. Just forfeit the game against Astana.
Before we continue, you lot over 60 people in the building. Shouts to everyone that's tapped in. Run up the likes though. Let's get us up to 60 likes. Only at 33 likes. Hit that like button. You're clearly here enjoying the content. So Ahmed, when do you have one question further? This is especially at you. When do you start getting giddy? Look at you smiling already and believing you can actually win the league title. Forget being in the race because you already said January. But when because I know what you're like. I can already see what you would be like on this show, what you'd be like on your own channel and other platforms if coming towards the end of the season, you're genuinely in the shout. So let's say you're 3-4 points off April, mid-April. Like when are you looking at it like I believe now? Because obviously to be 3-4 points off at that point, you've gone on runs and you're picking up wins and picking up a lot of wins and playing well and confidence is high. So yeah, Ahmed, when do you actually start to believe you could do it potentially?
Honestly, I think Javon said it best for me, man. If Madueke scores a hat trick, man.
Yeah, man, look, he might do.
And listen, man. If he gets he got a hat trick against Wolves, another. Listen, no, I'm just on a serious note.
Got one against Southampton, man.
You know what I think? Honestly, a serious note. If we're like, let's say, like obviously, said 3 or like 1 point behind, and like they've got like whoever is above us has got a really hard fixture. Generally speaking, and we've got that run where we can just keep on winning. And we show, by the way, that if we win like a big game, whether it be a Liverpool or a City, whether it be away or home or thingy, at that moment in time, bro, that's when I have to believe at that point, bro. You got to back the team there, bro. As I said, in January, right? If we're able to beat one of City or Liverpool, and get a draw at the other game, like get 4. If you just get 4 points, bro, out of 6 in those fixtures, generally for me, you have to say at that point, bro, that's game on, bro. It has to be game on.
So after the 20, so basically the start of February, end of January, if you play City away, and then even you got West Ham, Brighton after that, Villa away, obviously. Brighton and Villa away, there'll be 2 tough games, but Southampton at home, Leicester at home, then you got Arsenal away. This is all in March. At home to Spurs, away at Brentford. Then you got Ipswich, West London derby, Fulham, home to Everton. Then your last 4 games, which is Liverpool at home, Newcastle away, United at home, Nottingham Forest away. Hey, same to you, sir. When do you actually like start to look at and go one beyond, like in regards to winning the league title? When do you actually start to believe, like, all right, we can do this unexpectedly?
When we're 10 points ahead with 3 games left. That's when... I don't know. That's I think I'd only be really comfortable if I had like a double-digit lead with like 5 games left. You know what I mean? Because those last let's say last 3 of those 4 games, because I have no idea how you're going to be like come that game when we play you at the Bridge. Do you know what I mean? I have no idea what you're going to be like. Will Eddie Howe still be
at Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? You know, would they have sold one? Would they have sold one of Isak or Bruno G in the January transfer window? Do you know what I mean? What's Liverpool gonna look like under Slot by that comes around? Would they, you know, would there be announcement of new contracts or people leaving and stuff like that, or injuries? But if everything if there's no injury stuff I think if I had a 10-point lead going into the last 5 games of the season, I would start to probably think about winning the title, but I would still be it's one of those things, because by the time that comes on, that's 8 years since we won it. So we're very close to a decade ourselves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In terms of that, and these guys, these guys have
3 European Cups. I know. Go on, carry on.
Who won ahead?
One more than you. Yeah, never forget.
Don't make us win that. Don't let us win that Club World Cup, because we'll make sure.
You mean the large key ring? You know what I'm saying? That shit spins in the middle. You know what I'm saying? You tap the middle.
Hey, it worked for John Cena, so it can work for us. All right, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, it'd be something like that, because that'd be that Sir Alex Ferguson. That'd be squeaky bum time. You know what I mean? That would be especially I presume we should still be in the conference league. We should be looking forward to a final in that. Yeah. And then how far have we gone in the FA Cup? You know what I mean?
True.
You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. Yeah, it's one of those. Be world champs again. Yeah, world champs.
Yeah, because you lot have won one, right? You won one.
Yeah. That's when we said we won everything. That was before the conference league was invented. So we said we won it. We've won everything. We've won it all. Now if we win the conference league, we say we won it all as well.
These 3 won it all, man. Yeah, man. Bigger heritage in United. There we go. But no, listen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my Lord, mercy.
Listen.
You
know what I mean?
Imagine this. I'm saying, just imagine. I'm not saying it would happen. No. Imagine Chelsea win the league, FA Cup, the Conference League, and the Club World Cup. Imagine that. When it's the teams do an open top bus parade, and the trophy, the outline of the trophies in front of us. How weird would that look? Do you know what I mean? How weird would those set of trophies look together? It'd be the weirdest squad. It'd be the weirdest squad any club could ever claim. Do you know what I mean?
I think you got separated. You got to have 2 buses, man. One bus has one bus has the Premier League and the FA Cup, and you put the Conference League and the World Club Cup on the other one. I was saying you separate those. It's outrageous.
Side note, this is to all you Liverpool fans. I just remember when they did that. Remember when they did the cup double, right, for that quad season? And they had a full banner of the Champions League and the Premier League on the banner in front of us, but they had to scrub them out. So they just had the two trophies in the middle. Do you remember that?
Scrub organization, them joke, man.
I would have loved to just kept the outlines, just put X's through them.
Look at this guy still talking about in the tree, the leopard in the tree.
Oh my God! Listen.
I've already warned him about the billionaire blue meerkats. They're going to dig under the tree. They're going to dig under the tree, destabilize it. That leopard's going to fall out.
You know what they say about leopards and lions, man?
Go on, what did he say about leopards and lions?
You know what I mean? A lion does not waste his time sitting in the tree. He just stays in the field watching. You know what I mean?
Lions can climb trees as well. Lions can climb trees.
No, but you didn't get the joke. But we just.
I know. I got it.
Oh, it's just a terrible joke.
I laughed inside my mind.
This guy said,
"Well, man, listen, man. That's I think our club badge is a lie. No, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
maybe it just be. Maybe it's a devil. Maybe it's just a devil, isn't it? Maybe it's that now. But listen, on a serious note, listen. All I'm gonna say, guys, is that I like what I'm seeing this season, man. I think honestly, this is probably the happiest I've been since we won the UCL. I would probably argue, right? Because I feel like we're playing good football. I'm happy with the squad. Yeah, we can tweak 1 or 2 things, but I really feel like the positives right now are just really really great. I feel like this is something that we've needed for a long while, man. I'll be honest, man. I always say I actually listen. I think when we were finishing 12th, I actually don't think it was that. Listen, I know it was bad, but it didn't frustrate me as much as it did last season. Because last season, I think I was the most frustrated in terms of what we were doing in terms of results on the pitch. This season, I feel like it's been the total opposite, and that's what's really made me a lot more happier.
Sorry, can you not say Poch? Can you just call him by his proper title? A herald of Beelzebub. That's what that guy is right there. Yeah.
I was actually Googled it as well about the lion and the leopard. It said there are several instances in which lions climb trees. Young lions, for example, do it quite regularly. Many other times, lions attempt to climb trees to steal kills from the leopards, attempting to elude them. Crazy that. I didn't know they had beef. I didn't know lions and leopards was a beef team.
Don't research meerkats about what they can do. I'm just saying right now. Just
saying the big cat that cannot climb trees is the cheetah. Well, everything other big cats such as leopards.
That's because that MF is running. It's gone. It's gone. That MF is gone. It's gone. What it is? It's gone.
Yeah, man.
You learn something new every day.
There we go, man. That's what the British nature gives you, man.
Flawless Attenborough in the house, people. Flawless Attenborough.
Yeah, facts, man. Shout out to the GOAT, David Attenborough. You one of the GOATs, definitely, without doubt. Like the white Morgan Freeman when it comes to the narration settings. Mo says, "Is that a treble?" Yeah, it is a treble.
I'm sitting here watching.
A treble is a treble, man. Mo 99, bro. A treble is a treble, bro. Listen, at the end of the day, you won't probably catch me IRL be glazing, the Conference League because I'm not that guy. You know what I mean? I'm not that shameless on a personal level. No, I'm being serious, man. You know what I mean? But listen, my ego is very damaged being the Conference League on a personal level, bro. But you know what I mean? Let alone Europa League.
Hey, when you lot win it, thank us because we're the reason you're there. So your congratulations, man.
There you go. Listen, man. Let's win the Europa League fast, man. Let's get at least win the Europa League in it.
That's the plan. Please, that's the plan. 100%. I've done said this about winning the Europa League. 100%. I fully hear that. If we don't win the Europa League, I'd be very.
Wait, are you going to get past the best team in the Europa League? That's Spurs, right? I heard Spurs were the best team in the Europa League.
I thought you were
like ninth, right? They're ninth, but they're best.
I thought you was
hey, if you listen, you need to win your game against Forest tomorrow, right? You facing Forest tomorrow, no?
Yeah, we are facing Forest.
Listen, make sure you win Forest because we'll beat Spurs for you. We'll beat Spurs for you. Yeah, but just make sure you get your job done, innit? So will you beat Spurs for? Will you beat Spurs for? Also, you beating Spurs for yourself? A little bit of both, a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
A little bit of both. It's for us. What are you talking about?
You clown this guy. But Europa League. I'm just looking there. Yeah, we'll beat Forest. I'm fully confident we'll beat Forest. Yeah, Europa League. Yeah, you're right. Spurs are ninth, but they are joint.
They got Rangers. They got Rangers away this week.
Rangers been getting packed in left, right, and centre in this competition.
Postecoglou, former Celtic manager.
I'll be honest, man. He might be gone, by Sunday. You know what I mean? The way stuff is going, he might be the one to be doing that. You know what I mean?
This team has lost to Palace and Ipswich, and those are only Palace's. Well, no, apart from before Palace beat Ipswich, obviously, but those are the only wins they had.
Yes,
the seasons against Spurs. No.
I'm telling you, Flawless. Yeah, I was saying this today. I was saying this to my mate today, Spurs fan, and I was telling him, bro. Listen, I know you guys know I'm a big fan of Ange. I actually like Ange as a manager. Yeah. But I was telling him Sunday might be the day that the coffin gets put in. The final in the coffin. Bang.
So you reckon if you pack him say you lot beat him 4-0 or something, you reckon
even a 3-0, bro. If we do a nice little 3-0, little 3-0 and it's like a dominating performance, it might be over for him, bro. Because I don't know the way if you look at I know there's obviously a good there's a good section of their fan base that are obviously pro Ange, right, and everything like that, right? But then I think there's clearly a large section of the fan base that's not like that. The performances as well aren't really helping him either.
No, that's right.
And one thing I did hear, a lot of Spurs fans were really saying that they felt like the players aren't playing for him anymore, which was I've
seen that.
Interesting. Yeah, because I saw, I think it was Jacob stream actually yesterday. That
Jacob mentioned it. Yeah, I watched part of his stream. And that being said, there will be the United Spurs show straight after this, people. So we will be delving into all of that.
So, and he was saying, bro, they're not playing for anymore. And when the team is not playing for you anymore, and your only current centre back that can play for you right now, by the way, Flawless, is Dragusin. an Archie Gray. That's who we're going to be facing as our centre back pairing. Then, you know what I mean? I don't know what to say after that, bro.
I think
I'm trying to get Romero fit. So.
Yeah, if they get that, it's all good. So if they do get packed in by you lot, it could be peak because it's at their home pitch. Because I'm looking at Rangers results. Let me see, because they've been getting beat left, right, and centre in the Europa League. So yeah, they actually beat Nice 4-1. Surprise, surprise, they beat Nice. Then they drew 1-1. Olympiacos. Okay, they actually been doing all right. They beat FCSB 4-0. This is just Europa
Range.
League,
the thing is, a lot of the Scottish teams, unironically, they usually do good in Europe.
Yeah, they lost to Lyon, but that was game week 2. So they've
Lyon's
actually been doing all right. They've actually been doing all right in the Europa
Is it away,
League.
by the way, the Spurs picture? Is the Spurs picture away?
Yeah. It's in Scotland.
Oy. That might be peak. That is going to be, the Rangers fans are going to make that shit, yeah. They're going to make him feel it, bro.
They can't lose to Rangers, surely.
Bro, they will lose to Rangers, bro. You know what it is, man? They will make sure, bro. Rangers, the gaffer's telling them this. The fans are going to be telling them this, bro. They are going to make sure they have to get something from that game. Even if it's a draw, they'll make it happen, bro, in that game.
Yeah, Lyon's the only game they've lost because they beat
Malmo. Lyon's a good team.
Lost to Lyon, beat FCSB, drew to Olympiacos.
Lyon, man. They've got
battered
Turkey,
Nice 4-1. And then game week 6, which is obviously the Spurs game coming up. Well, next week, Thursday.
Turkey has been cooking this season, bro. He's been sensational this season. And then they've got that really great winger, Fofana. Mm-hmm. Another one, I've been scouting him, quite heavily. Another one on the bridge scouting list.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I like when it comes to you and wingers, but all right, sure, as you say.
No, from Lyon. I'm talking about the Lyon team. He's actually really good.
I don't. Unless he's from Rennes, I'm not interested.
Fair enough. Listen, we ain't got any good wingers right now at Rennes, man. You know what I mean? We're starving, bro. We're close. Listen, Strasbourg's above us, I think, right now. But, bro, we've changed the manager like 3 times, bro, at Rennes, innit? But let's go back to Chelsea, bro. You know what I mean? It's not great, man.
Yes, and big up to Sheik, man. Says big up Flawless Surfer. I missed the questions. Big up to Sheik. Make sure you guys subscribe to our bro Sheik. Big up to Sheik every single time. And obviously we got to discuss your win. Surfer will go to you. 5-1 winners at Southampton. Obviously we was doing a watch along together. You was watching your game. I was watching other games, but it seemed like it should have been more. But thoughts on a comprehensive victory against they are a poor side, but you had to go there and do the business.
Yeah, I mean, I think until they gave us the second goal, I think it was kind of a sloppy start for us in terms of especially like the defense and everything, passing wise and everything. But we went 3-1 up, and the red card didn't really change the game because they still played the same way with 10 men, which I found extraordinary that they still tried to play the same way with 10. I mean, I told you, didn't I? I think during the stream I said it's like playing when you were in secondary school or primary school and no one wanted to defend.
Yeah.
You remember that? So full 11, your defense, but everyone was like goal hanging or something like that. I have never seen. I mean, all their goalkeepers are rubbish. That was their third goalkeeper, right? And he made a mistake. That second goal was redonkulous. I mean, I think I should still be talking about that. We should have the record score. I think it should have finished 14-2 to us. Damn. I really, honest to God, that was my biggest frustration. Even though we scored 5, I think we should have scored a hell of a lot more. It's just, we won 5, so I'm happy. We rotated we rotated the side, 7 players, including the goalkeeper. Jackson, Neto, Colwell, Badishiel, Lavia never saw any of the pitch on Wednesday. Sancho bagged his first goal, did the old badge thing. Didn't kiss the badge, but just did the old.
Love the fact that he scored, though. Shouts to Sancho, man.
Yeah,
love the fact
the Sassy scored, and Cuckoo scored an open goal. Who else scored? Madueke scored. Should have had a hat trick. João Felix had a good game. Should have scored at least 2 goals. Palmer scored. And Palmer should have had probably about 2 goals as well. It's just honestly complete enough to, as Deji would say, domination in the location. You know what I mean? That's what you know what I mean. honestly, yeah, just a complete barren. I know they had a player sent off, but even before that, like I said in the stream, I thought we should have been anywhere between 5 to 8-1 up at half time.
You did say this.
Before even that red card came in. Honestly, Southampton, I think Southampton are the worst side I've ever seen come up since Derby. That Derby team have got 11 points. Honestly, God,
every time I've watched them, I've been like, you're woeful.
I don't think you should compromise all your philosophy, but I think you should be smart about it when you play that. I know they were missing their best players and stuff like that, but I think they would have played like that with their best players. I've seen these guys play out from the back against Brentford and get caught. Do you know what I mean? Against Brentford, you know. Honest, they were rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
You know what it is, boys, yeah? Let me speak on this quickly, you know. I want to shout out my guy. I want to shout out my guy, man. My guy, my centre-back, Axel the Brick Disasi, as I call him. I don't know if you know this, Flawless. My nickname for Axel Disasi, the Brick. Okay. You know what I mean? The Brick, man, you know, I told the streets, man, he's getting a goal today. You know, one thing I really like about Disasi, I think compared to maybe, let's say Buddy Show, but compared to like a Fafana and a Cole, is that he really is dominant in the air, particularly when you're looking for that goal, bro. His heading ability, bro, spot on, man, top tier. Like, that's one thing I feel like, yeah, he needs to be getting in the lab with the lads, yeah, and showing them how to head the ball, because, you know, I mean, he can do that, bro. But he's doing that. He barbecue chicken, bro. You know, and I'm really happy about him, man. I'm really happy about Disasi. He had a really solid game today. You know, and again, this is something I always talk about, where I think Disasi can do a job for you. It's just about how you use him, where you use him, and stuff like that. And like, and I just think for me, one thing I've always mentioned, yeah, is then look at Madueke today. You know, it's against Southampton today. Madueke, 1 goal, 1 assist. That's 3 GA in his last games. You know, and you know, yeah,
should have bagged more against Southampton.
I agree. I agree.
Didn't Enzo Maresca have some comments on him? I'm going to try and find the actual.
What he said.
Yeah. I don't know, Jeff. I don't know about that one, Jeff. But you know, we'll keep it pushing.
All right, sure. I'll find it in a second, since you don't know, Jeff. All right. You're very welcome.
Thank you, Jeff. You know, we'll get back to that's Jeff for you guys on the touchline for us. We'll get back to him later. Love. Thanks. And listen, you know, obviously, Madueke had a really good performance. Obviously, he could have scored more, and I think that's fair. But again, you know, one thing I always maintain about guys like him, and I think to a lesser extent, I would even argue with a guy like even like a Mudryk, is that they need time to play a consistent run of games. They need that time. They need that managerial development and personal development to actually improve him. So that's one thing I will always maintain about both Madueke, and I will say to a much lesser extent when it comes to Mudryk, in my personal opinion. But again, one guy I really want to talk about, one thing I really want to talk about as well is Felix. I think, you know, something that, you know, I really want to say that Maresca has gotten really well out of him is his ability to backtrack. Like, he's tracking back really well. He's defending really well. He had like a sensational pass to Palmer, that Palmer should have really put into the goal, bro. And like, the thing for me is that you can really see Felix, man, is fitting into the team. He's fitting into the team. The manager's getting the best out of him. And you know what, man? I might be the one to say it here. I want to see more Felix Palmer ball, man. You know what I mean? I want to see more Felix Palmer ball, because I like what I'm seeing there, bro. It actually, like, it works. There's a lot more work for it. And you know what this allows it also to do? We can actually run our game through Felix, and then that allows Palmer to be a bit more of a ghost-like product, and allows him to actually just be to get less attention towards him. I don't know about you, Andrew, like, if you've noticed that, but like, that's something I've really noticed a lot more. So when we have Felix on the ball, it allows Palmer to be a bit more freer, and there's less guys on him, actually. So then that provides him the ability and the space to do what he needs to do as well, in my personal opinion too.
Yeah, I mean, the games against Leicester and Southampton, obviously playing to a player like Felix's hands, in terms of he's allowed to have a lot of space, more time on the ball, run with the ball, you know, more time to make decisions, stuff like that. It obviously helps. I don't know if he'll start Sunday. I don't think
he'll start Sunday, but
yeah, I think like he might. And this isn't really a knock on him. I don't want it to seem like a knock on him, but he might start against lesser sides. If you understand what I'm saying, like
the lower to mid-table clubs. I get what you mean.
yeah, like against the Southamptons, like against Ipswich's and stuff like that. Even stuff against Brentford, maybe because their away record's so rubbish. But against us, they're actually pretty good at.
Bro, if we do not beat them this year, it's shocking. I'll be honest.
I don't think we will ever. But yeah, I think he's played well. Played well. You know, should have, like you said, should have got another assist because Palmer should have. I know it was on his right foot, but he should have dragged it. He should have put it to the other side of the goalkeeper instead of his nearest corner. And he should have scored a header. He should have scored had time. I think looking back, watching that replay, I think he had time to actually take the ball down and strike it instead of heading the ball wide.
Exactly.
In the second half. But I think it's good that what sounds like criticism is actually more is more that is actually in a positive way that they can do more.
Yeah, because that's what he said. He said, by the way, he said, must work more, says Maresco. That was actually, he said, must work more. None, he can do much more. He can do much more. The moment he starts to score or assist and is happy, he starts to drop a little bit. And the reason why he was not playing is because I do not like the way he trained. He has to understand that he has to train every day good. He has to be ambitious. He scored one tonight. He has to go for the second one, and the third one, he has to give more assists. But overall, he's doing great. He's doing fantastic. He's doing better. He's doing even better in terms of numbers. None, he has to understand he has to work more because he can do much, much, much better. That's what he said.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. He's right. And he's right. And we've seen it. Maresca's going to reward it's positive criticism. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. It's you can do more, and he can do more. Like he said, he should have scored more against Southampton. Mm-hmm. Should have a hat trick, get at least 2 goals against Southampton. Should have had more. He can do that. He likes that move where he shifted onto his left when he and shoot more. Do that way. There's a player there. Is he going to be the best? No. There's a useful player there, whether he's starting or coming on, to make an impact, a positive way. So I'm all for that. He did it at the start of the season with Nunny, and he's doing it again. I think for what Enzo wants is that he doesn't want to come out and keep having to say this. Do you know what I mean? Once the message gets drilled in, do you know what I mean? It's like, because otherwise it's like, what's the point? Why if I have to do this every 2 or 3 months, then how long can I seriously do this? Or want to do this going forward with him? But yeah, Enzo's. But I listen. I said I don't think Felix is going to start against Spurs. I wouldn't have predicted his last 3 lineups. So what do I know? Do you know what I mean? It's like I never thought he'd start. When he started Felix against Leicester, I was like, what? And he did Caicedo at right back. I was like, okay, against Villa, and I thought he'd make 3 to 4 changes on against Southampton. I never thought he'd drop the goalkeeper. Rotate the goalkeeper. So I'm not even going to predict what he's going to do against Spurs in terms of the lineup. I'll just wait and react to wait.
And before we continue, 4 more likes get us up to 50 likes, people. Hit that like button. Let's get us up to 50 likes. Hit the subscribe button on the channel. Road to 14K Sarcasm City TV. Subscribe to the Bridge Nation Ahmed's channel. Links underneath in the description. Anyway, so subscribe to the Bridge Nation. Switching lanes for a minute from Chelsea. We'll go back to preview the game. Obviously, Manchester United side with Arsenal. I had to put in the title. I've spoke on this. Look at this Ahmed guy. I spoke on this in the... Actually, now we'll start with you, Ahmed. You know what I'm saying? Your thoughts on United's performance in the Arsenal-Manchester United game. Floor's yours.
Mamma mia. I don't know, man. Man, Bridge Nation hot take. He actually played pretty good. I actually have to say that. I think in the first half, he played really well. I think he did a good job at nullifying them quite well, I think, in the first half too. You had 1 or 2 chances, but I think particularly in the first half, you were a lot better. I think in the second half, what let you down was that they were just consistently barraging you with corners, bro. Like they just consistently just got corner after corner after corner after corner, right? And then eventually, bro, you're gonna crack. Sadly, with these guys and this corner technique they're doing, people are just gonna crack. That's what it is, man. And and I think for me, the reality was, Rashid should not have done that to put the ball out to give them that corner.
Said Rashid.
You know what I mean? He should not have done that. And secondly, I just think, bro, Højlund against Saliba, bro, it was hard to watch, man. I'll be honest. It was very hard to watch. All he was just doing was backing into Saliba, and he didn't really have a guy that was next to him to even like pass it to, bro. And then so Saliba would just be able to take the ball and keep it pushing him. And like the thing was, yeah, you didn't really have that many games that you really targeted or were able to really attack as Kivio and as Zinchenko as well, which did not help you guys out either. So I think for you guys, man, again, it's a process and everything, but the thing I do worry about is that you don't want this to turn into what happened to us with Potter. That's what I've always said. And that's all I will say.
What you say? Turn into what it is with Potter. What do you mean by that?
I think Potter, he had like a really good start. You could see the shape, you could see the way stuff was working. But then what let him down the line was the fact that the players weren't able to, finish the job. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. So you're talking about him not being back to him not having the quality in terms of
Yes.
players.
Exactamente, right? And then that actually hurt Potter in January, if you look at it, bro. Even though yes, we bought all these good players in January for him, but the thing was because he consistently played Havertz, consistently played Mount, he consistently played all these other guys, right? Consistently, and they were the guys who had the less quality, bro. Then you started going and losing on consistently. Eventually, bro, the fan turnout was gonna go against you for sure.
I hear that. So for your fault, tell it before I give mine.
I only saw the goals. I didn't watch the game, so
so you didn't watch the game like that? Nah, that's fair then.
The game was on like,
because it was the same. It was pretty much the same time.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and then
You're
it was I got to be honest. I my big thing is again I'm just loving the irony of the Arsenal fans embracing like tactics like this that they ridiculed us for the past 20 years for, especially that one famous channel. Especially that one famous channel when people were going, I would never want my team to play football like this. 5 years later or 8 years later, you know what I mean? It's like the irony. As I talk about football karma, bro. As I talk about football karma, just like I just laugh, and then then all the Arsenal fans complain, why are people getting on us for having different ways of playing football? Oh, I would have loved this whole format to be around in 2004-5 when Mourinho was about. I would have loved it, right? Kept the fouls on 20 years later, release on all of you. You know what I mean? I just love it. Embrace the dark arts, you guys. What I will say, how are we going to stop the Arsenal corners? No zonal marking. How about that for once? How about that for one?
Protect your keeper too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing is, they continuously allow you. One thing I've noticed whenever you see these teams do, where they continuously just hold where the goalkeeper is. Now, of course, you can say a part of that is on the referee to make sure the goalkeeper has space to make the save, which I think is fair. But the other thing is also your players need to be physical with these guys and make sure they know when they're near the goalkeeper. But you need to give them a little bit of you know what I mean? You need to give them a little bit of shoulder, bro. You got to show some physicality there. Because then, all you do is you're boxing the keeper. That's what happened twice, by the way, to Onana. Onana got boxed by both Arsenal players because they both squashed him, and then they just had a free open corner.
I'm just trying to reckon. I don't think they had. I can't remember Arsenal having any chances from us when he set pieces.
Because you know what you did?
We met with the first man. We always made sure we were the first man to the ball before they even reached it to us.
What's that mean? Let's do that.
Will mentioned it. You know what you lot did, which I mentioned, which is the obvious thing to do. I've been doing it ever since I've been playing Football Manager, and the first Football Manager I think I played was early 2000, probably 2001. You know what? Just put 3 men on the halfway line. It's really that simple.
Yes.
It's really, you put 3 players on the halfway line. They then put 4 players on the halfway line to combat that. Then you got the goalkeeper that's 5th player. You have the corner taker that's 6. You have someone on the edge of the area that's 7. Then they can't box crash because you're only marking 4 players. Then you can do the crossover of man marking and zonal marking. And the fact we didn't do this irritated me at the time, still irritates me now. We know what Arsenal are like from corners. So do something to combat it, whether it's what I've said, whether it's what Ahmed said in regards to not letting the goalkeeper get boxed out, whether it's in regards to, I think Didier Drogba said this on a podcast about having a player just closer to the corner, have someone stand there, kind of like a wall for a free kick. To make it tougher for you to put the ball into the correct area. And that's what annoyed me most about that, is that we didn't do anything to prepare for it and we did nothing to combat it from the game. And that's from the manager, the coaches, and the players. In regards to the game, Ahmed said, we defended well, which we did. I've said this about Manchester United. I don't worry about us too much defensively. Us from a defensive standpoint, we're even okay under Satan's favorite soldier. So we're going to be okay under an actual manager. However, the problem is on the ball. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Did you get a haircut?
No. Of course, listen, my hair's really long now.
You still got the long hair. Okay, first, because people are trying to big up to Godfrey, and that's where the issue lies in regards to. And technically, yeah, we lack quality. Going forward, yes, we lack quality. Again, this platform in particular, I had that debate pretty much every day over the summer about our lack of threat and our lack of goal scoring ability. But that's a whole different conversation. But we just why are you not confident going into this game? Because are we just going to give up if the going gets tough? I said this, show me. This is why I didn't predict a win. And what did we do as soon as they scored, it was game over. They scored in like the 60th minute. I knew it was game over. I watched the response after the goal, like 2 to 3 minutes. I watched the response and I knew it was a wrap. I think after one of their goals, they got the ball back straight away. I can't remember if it was from the first goal or the second goal, but it was a kickoff straight after they scored and they got the ball and almost scored. I'm like, that's just typical of us. Keep the ball, because we had no problem keeping the ball when it was 0-0. We actually did well in terms of keeping the ball in the first half. Didn't do much with it, but at one point we had 60% possession at the Emirates. The second half ended with, I think it was 53 to 47. That's the good part. That's why I back the manager. Big up to Prime in the cut as well. That's why I have no issues with that. And you have to add more quality as needed. But he got the lineup wrong. I called that lineup.
Yeah,
I called the Holy Trinity of Hell. That's what that front three is called, man. That's what I call it. The Holy Trinity of Hell. Woeful front three. Absolutely dreadful.
Go ahead.
That's a running statistician's dream. I told you in midweek, isn't it? That's the Champions League stat with the player how many kilometers they run. That's the stat. That's that guy's dream right there with that front three. Oh, now let's look at the heat maps. I don't care about the heat maps. You know what I mean? It's like, let's look at, show me Dimitar Berbatov's heat maps. I bet they're like all like just one area. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't care. Running's great. Are you in the Olympics or anything like that? Because running only helps. That's why it's like, that's why modern day coaches, I think modern day coaches still have players run, but it's knowing where to run and when to run, not for the sake of running and press. Knowing when to press, knowing where to press and when to press as well. Bro. But like, what was it? It was Garnacho, Højlund, and what made it weird was
the Holy Trinity of Hell, man. That's what it was.
Hang on, you know what made it weird? Xerxes scored twice at the weekend, right? Full of confidence. Yes. Even if it's like 3 or 4 days, 3 or 4 days later, I'm going to start with a guy who scored twice. I mean, what kind of confidence then is that for the next game that he doesn't start after scoring twice? Do you understand what I'm saying? You've got a new squad. It's like, I don't. And Højlund's what did Højlund do to deserve to start against Arsenal? Do you know? It's like, what did Mount do to deserve to start against Arsenal? I mean, he's not.
He a runner, track star.
Honestly,
you know what's crazy? Do you know what's crazy? Yeah, and I'll say this like this, and I'll say it like this. Yeah, before I get to Garnacho confuses me, bro. I swear to God, man. He actually didn't, bro. Because like, there's times where I watch Garnacho and some of the goals he scores, and I'm like, yo, there's definitely a talent there. There's someone there, yeah, that if you give him that, if he's actually like goes through the right steps, he could be like a top tier like inside forward. No, I wouldn't even call him like a wing. I would say he'd be like a great inside forward. But the problem is, bro, you don't really have like a first touch. You know what I mean? He just runs around a lot. Like, right. You know who he reminds me of, bro, yeah? I feel like he just Timo Werner, but he's actually got the finesse plus trait. He really reminds me of like Timo Werner.
Let me make a prediction of this guy's career. You know where he'll be in 5 years? Nacho. Real Sociedad, bro. Real Sociedad. He'll be at Real Sociedad. You know what I'm telling you? Villarreal.
You're going to say Yanazai. You're giving him
Yanazai. One of those like mid-table. Remember Yanazai, flawless. Remember Yanazai, the great Yanazai for like half a season, and then
he was our go-to guy for half a season.
And then what happens is you forget how over for 5 years for us, and then you draw his team in like Europe, right? And then you go,
and you're like,
it's like honestly, another running stats. I bet people talk about I bet people start to talk about his off the ball work, and he's great. He's an over the shoulder roller boulder number 10 or whatever the fuck he's going to call him or something like that. You know, he'll get some off the ball. He's great. He's great. Yeah, but how about on the ball? I know he scored a lot. By the way, scored goals. Fine, no problem. But
very few, by the way.
I just don't.
It reminds me a lot. It reminds me of Flawless, bro. I just realized that there's another guy that's like this in the top 6. Martinelli's like this, bro, but he doesn't score as many goals. Obviously, as Garnacho. Like
Martinelli's a rubbish too.
Yeah, like you hear him like, Martinelli, he's a great. He loves to come back. He does work there. You know, he's missing a guy that can overlap for him to score the goals. But like with Garnacho, it's like, he can score the goals, right? If he wants to. And he does the defensive work, but like he doesn't. But like when you watch him play, bro, he's using the pace to get past people. It's like watching Rashford at times. Like he runs a Rashford like where he just gets past people via pace. There's no dribble package. You know what I mean? There's no hezzy tween. You know what I mean? They just kick and run. You know what I mean? That's the same thing I used to say about Mbappe, by the way. Mbappe is the same thing. I know there's a little thing I'm going over here. Mbappe is the same thing. Mbappe, his dribble package is the little diddy and then run. And then kick and run, but because the run bit is starting to get lost, he's losing the rest. He's losing recipes now. So that's what I'm saying.
This guy Garnacho is just a high-profile Almiron. You know what I mean? That's what he is.
I wish he had Almiron's pace. At least then he'd be useful.
At least Almiron had like 3 months of decent, like remember that thing with Jack Grealish said about him, like for the first half of that season following, he was
If you're going to be terrible, at least be terrible at quick, so you could at least run him behind because he's not even quick. He's got a little bit of good acceleration, and that's it. And what's even made it worse is you're now not playing out wide. He's now playing central. He's playing in the 10 where there's more traffic. And guess what? You don't have the technical ability to play out wide.
Yeah,
so you definitely
he's going to either not give away the ball or get in the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's what because you gave away the ball for the first goal, for the first corner, I should say.
Yeah,
not good enough. Can't receive the ball with his back to goal and someone pressuring him like there, and he's going to lose it. And the manager has to figure. And that's why I said he got the lineup wrong, dropping Diallo wrong, bad error. Should have played him. Should have 110% played Diallo without doubt in that game because we're already lacking going forward. There's no Maino. Because Maino was suspended. You need to say that front three was never doing anything. And I was critical of it before, and I was like, all right, let's see how it plays out. Again, defensively, not really too much issues. Offensively is the problems where it lies. So now it's changed the lineup. I expect Amorim and I think he will play a better lineup against Forest and bounce back in that game. That's what I'm looking for. But well, see, you got to figure out quick. Never play that front three again.
How would you feel if we do lose to Forest? Obviously, I'm not gonna say like, it's over.
Very disappointed. Very disappointed.
Genuinely.
Very, very disappointed. Obviously, I look at the lineup and see what the manager did. Let's say he plays that same lineup and we lose to Forest. I'd be much more critical of the manager than if he changes it and we lose. But I can fully expect to bounce back, us to play better, and Forest are not in good form whatsoever and win that game.
Yeah.
And he has to play Diallo or Maino in the 10.
Yeah.
It has to be one of those two. Yoro has now played, and Yoro actually played all right in that game. Play Yoro right-sided centre-back. Play Mazzarari as a right wing-back. Play Diallo in the 10. And if it's not Diallo, if you are playing in wing back for whatever reason, play Maino in the 10. Because these 10s we have got, we play there, rubbish. Xerxes, I'll give a blight to. Mount, terrible. Garnacho, terrible. Anthony, terrible. Bruno, terrible. Yeah, that's what he says. If you like Mount, why is Mount not playing? If he likes Mount, why? If he plays Mount, why is he not playing consecutive games then?
Maybe because, like, obviously his body's getting back to his best. I
do find it strange that he didn't start. I do find it strange that he started Diallo the first game and then didn't start him the next two.
Diallo, man, I'm just gonna be honest with you, for this man. He just got to accept his gun, bro. I don't know.
No, because the thing is this, right? Diallo, right? He should have started that game against Arsenal because you saw when he came on, right? You saw when he came on, right? He was cooking Zinchenko, but because the time he came on, Arteta was allowed it was in the right mind to make a change, right? Because if he'd made that change in the first half, he'd have to rejig everything, and the match might have been different. Do you know what I mean? That's the whole thing. It's like, I know he's in a contract, but he's one of your main players. It's not like in the youth team. He's now part of your first team squad. So even if he is in a contract thing, just play him. You know what I mean? It's not your responsibility. You don't do the contracts. Do you know what I mean? You want to keep him, but play him. Play him because then he'll sign the contract. He must be thinking. He must be thinking. I'm not started. You didn't play me against Zinchenko and Kibio on that left-hand side. Are you joking? You didn't start like Man United fans must have been going, that left hand, what? What Mount? And then that left hand, why? You know, it's madness.
What was it G-Sword saying? Ring, can you hear me calling? Shazba's calling for you, Diallo, right now. There we go, man. You know what I mean?
Not Ren.
You know what I mean?
Not Ren. No.
Chelsea would be calling, but we've got too many guys in it right now.
Not really. I mean,
the Ivory Coast International. Yeah, so his current deal expires in the summer, but we hold a 1-year extension option.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
well, that should be triggered then.
So that's why you guys are violating. Okay, now it makes sense.
How are we violating?
Now it makes sense.
He's going to get a new deal. He's going to get a new deal.
Diallo Nation, man. Free yourself, man. Free yourself.
He's going to get
the real question is, why haven't they triggered the 1-year extension?
That is actually true. That is true.
You know why? Because of who we're ran by. That's why. That's the only explanation I have. We've seen these men make these type of decisions before.
Senior, man, I'm telling you, man. Diallo to Chelsea, bro. See, like what we saying, man. I'll take him, man.
No,
you know what, man? If you change him into like a attacking right back, you know,
why would you want Diallo? Why would you should not? You shouldn't want Diallo because he'll probably take Madueke's place.
Listen, man, I'm here for. Listen, I back the badge first before players.
Madueke, you know what I'm saying? That he's asking for another right winger.
I'm saying bad for players, man. Bad for players for us. That's what I always say.
By what?
Bad before players, man. Bad before players.
Okay, but yeah, I'm sure it will. I'm sure they'll extend it anyway. With the contract.
Listen, no. This is on a serious note. Yeah, obviously, the only guy that I would take over Madueke right now is obviously if Chalky had to come into this club, I'm taking him over Madueke. I'm sorry, bro. That's my rule. That's my day one, man. Him, Barcola. I said this before, guys. Yeah, him, Barcola. Yeah, and Olise are the only 3 guys right now, yeah, that I would take home Madueke to give me the real hoops in that right wing, bro. I don't care, bro.
How dare you?
Esteval, have a seat. Have a seat.
How dare you?
Coming to our club.
How dare you mention Barcola and Cherky in the same sentence as Olise? How fucking dare you mention that? Those 2 scrubs of Olise. How dare you?
Listen, man. Keep hating Andrew, man. You know what I mean? We know real ballers know about my boy Barcola, man. There's another guy.
Sure. Like same way real people knew about your baller Madueke, and now you're here trying to replace him with Diallo. But
I got Madueke. You don't understand, Flawless.
You did. I'm glad you, from a United fan perspective, I'm glad you did because he's rubbish. So I'm glad you got him there. But anyways, as we move, he's rubbish. But here we are. You look at keep hyping him.
He's got more DNA than your players. He's got more DNA than your players.
Am I attack is good?
You know, he's got more DNA.
My attack is good.
He's got more DNA than players for City. He's got more DNA than players for Arsenal.
A City attack is good. An Arsenal attack is good. Name an Arsenal attacker you rate.
Doesn't matter, man. That means he's
good. It doesn't matter. How many Arsenal attackers do you rate? Huh? Look, he's got no chat now. How many Arsenal attackers do you rate? How many City attackers do you rate? Here, comparing mediocrity to mediocrity.
This is why.
All right, he has as many goals as Saka. CP, is he better than Saka? Is he anywhere near Saka's level? Go on, lie to the chat. Go on. This is live stream, so I love this. Go on, say Madueke is better than Saka. Go on, Ahmed. Floor's yours. Go on, ask you. Yeah, is Madueke better than Saka? Yeah.
I lost OG, man. You went
because he's better than friggin' Savinho and Doku and Rashford and Garnacho. You might want to hype him up like that's something. Name a player you rate that he's better than. Get out of here, man. What are we doing out here? You lot are some foolishness.
I lost OG, man. I lost OG.
Rid of the likes. Hit him. Javon, I am not taking Madueke. There you go. All right, cool, man. It's been clipped. No worries, man. Madueke is better than Saka. There you go, Flawless.
He done the laughing emojis. He doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean it. He says a lie.
He said it, man. That tears of joy that he finally said it. That's what I'm saying. It's tears of joy.
No. Oh no! See that? Damn.
Nah, Javon, I don't rate him, man. I've said this already. I don't rate. I'm not taking him out of my football club. But especially how we play now with 210s. No, but we move. Spurs. We'll go to you, Ahmed. Thoughts quickly on the Spurs game.
You know, guys, I had to make a pit stop today actually because obviously, you know, before I was at a party today, had a nice few drinks and everything like that. You know what I mean? I've got a nice little bank ready for me and everything like that. You know what I mean? That's what I think about Spurs on Sunday. You know, it's going to be a nice little 3-course meal. You know what I mean? Breakfast, lunch, dinner. You know what I mean? I might even have a little breakfast. You know what I mean? Might need to, you know what I mean? I might even have a nice little brunch before I even have the 3-course meal. Before that, you know, get a nice little shave, wet shave. Before that, you know, before I have the meal, you know, nice and really nice and plump in my nice little suit. You know, just eating. You know, the nice little starter. You know what I mean? The
Why are
nice
you
little
wearing a suit?
nice little dinner. You know what I mean? That's why, man. It's a Sunday night, Sunday evening. You know, Sunday roast. You know what I mean? There we go. Lovely jubbly. Listen, man. You know what I mean? Nice little chocolate mousse, some tiramisu, maybe. You know what I mean?
No, Florida said quickly, right? He said quickly.
You know,
Yeah.
it's quick.
Just let him carry on chatting, man. Just let him carry on waffling.
Chocolate gâteau.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
You know, listen, man. You know, I just want to say, man, we got to be eating good on Sunday. We got to be eating good. 3-0 Chelsea.
Cool, 3-0 Chelsea. What, you see nothing with Spurs that worries you whatsoever? You just gonna roll them over?
I told you, man. I'm gonna be eating a 3-course meal for this game. That's how I think this game.
What are you saying, Surfer, in regards to Spurs? I know, stupid question because I already know, but yeah, your thoughts going into the game and your prediction for it as well. Because I'm at
listen. Have they got players that can pose a threat? Yeah, sure. If we are like off our game, can they pose a threat? Yeah, sure. But if we play the way we've been playing, and if they play the way they've been playing, especially that second half against Bournemouth, and with their injuries and stuff like that, I'm in agreement with Ahmed. I think we can win this game by 3 clear goals, whether that's 3-0 or 4-1 or something like that. I really do. But there's always 1 or 2 teams or 1 or 2 grounds that every club has that they cannot explain, no matter how good their team is doing or how badly the other team is doing, why they just cannot get a good result or they play badly against them. Like I said earlier, in a few weeks when we talk about us going to Everton, my tune will be totally different because of our record at Everton. You know what I mean? Next year when we talk about when we go up to Newcastle, our record at Newcastle is mixed. My tune will be very different because of the record and stuff like that. Spurs this is a team that went 16 years from 1990 to 2006 without ever winning a game against us in any competition, right? 16 years. When we do the reverse fixture, they would have won before it kicks off. They would have won 1 game in all competitions against us in 35 years. Yeah. Now the away fixture has been a bit mixed, obviously since 2006. But even at the new stadium, I think we've won 4 out of 5 league games there, or 3 out of 4.
Yeah, it cost us 1 game. That's it.
Yeah, we lost in the League Cup on shootout, and then it was under Potter and stuff like that. So, and if they try and play that high line, like we talked about earlier about how to stop Arsenal's corners, about putting people on the halfway line. If I've got Jackson and Neto, I'm literally just telling them to stay on the halfway line all game. Because you can play that ball over the top, that's gone. And if Romero is fit, how fit is he? Do you know what I mean? If he starts, because
yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? How fit is he? If he doesn't start or is not in the pitch?
No Van de Ven, no Romero, no Ben Davies. Yeah, potentially as well.
Ferguson and Archie Gray at the back. Damn. And I'm telling you right now, I think you can get their fullbacks pretty well. I saw Fulham get their fullbacks a lot last week, and even yesterday when they bought Potter on, it was just. I think I'd be, without any context or anything, I'd be pretty peed off if we drop points to these guys at the weekend. Seriously, the way they are right now, I think they're one of the easiest teams to play against. The way they're playing right now. Look at Bournemouth last night, man. They should have won by about 4 goals. You know, their XG in the second half was like over 3.5 or something like that.
Oh yeah, I watched how that was only 1-0. I have no idea.
They just kept ballooning the ball over. They got in a position.
How it was only 1-0, I have zero idea.
Look at also the way they defended that goal as well. Spurs defended that goal, that corner. If we can if our set pieces are on point, we can get a lot of joy out of that. You know what I mean?
One thing I will say, is that listen, one of the things you know about Ange, more so than any other manager, he lives and dies by his tactics, bro.
It's who we are, mate. It's who we are.
We are. High line.
Well, NFC, Spurs, mate. We Spurs, mate.
So you're saying 3-0, Ahmed. You're saying 3-0, sir, for a forward. I can't see anything.
Yeah, 3-0.
I can't see anything but a Chelsea win. You lot are flying in form. Spurs, injuries, the way they play suits you lot. You lot have a great record there. I think you lot are going to baptize them as well. And there will be a watch along for it on the playback because that is the last game of the weekend. Well, technically, you got West Ham Wolves on the Monday, but it's the last game on Sunday where there will be. Big up to Adalo in the cut as well. Big up to everyone.
Right?
Go on.
Imagine this. Say the game with Liverpool, everything goes ahead tomorrow. Liverpool drop points. Say if even Fulham can get a draw, right, against Arsenal.
Talk about it. Yeah.
Maresca just has to go. we can win tonight. We can cull it even more. Do you know what I mean? I say to the press, we're not in the title race, but you guys know what I say. What I mean here.
Yeah. What you say behind closed doors is different. Yeah.
Make me go out there and start talking about a title race. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, or even if one of them drops points, even if it's Liverpool or Arsenal.
Hey, we got top of the table, man. You don't want to see me, man. You don't want to see me on here for a celebrity basis.
I don't want to see. I don't want to see you particularly anytime. What are we talking about? It's fuck Chelsea. I want to see you. This guy thinking a lot of himself.
You really left yourself open for that one.
Maybe your first 20th. You lot could be 15th in the championship. You know what I'm saying? You lot could be playing in League On. You know what I'm saying? You lot could be playing in the Scottish Premier League. You could be in the Vanarama Trophy. I don't want to see you. This guy, Casper. This guy thinking a lot of himself. Oh, you don't want to see. I don't want to see you anyway. This has nothing to do with your football team. It's just you as a human being. Well, make sure you subscribe to the Bridge 258 people. Run up the likes. Hit the subscribe button. Big up to where is it? I want to get to this as well. Someone said interest. Big up to Levy Out. Says we are gonna get battered 4-0 and 4-0. Andrew will be sacked. Hey, Levy Out, don't go anywhere because we are gonna be redirecting straight to the United Spurs show people following here. So don't go anywhere. But before we do, big up to everyone that's locked in. Run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. Ahmed, let them know where they can find you, what you got coming up over the next week or so.
Obviously, you can find me on the Bridge 258, or sorry, on the Bridge Nation, I should say now. Make sure to go there. We're almost at 3K. And one thing I will say is that obviously tomorrow will be the preview at 11 p.m. I should hopefully touch wood if Jacob should be on there with me. And RSM hopefully as usual, and then on the Sunday we always do my live stream or the live stream for the game at around 2 because the game is at 4:30 if I'm not mistaken. It'll be starting at 3 p.m. Make sure to come along. Usually have myself and Joey there. We do the reaction. They have a fun time. You know, I'll be honest, man. Usually on this stream because we've been winning so much, I just bust a lot of jokes. You know what I mean? We cook some players for the fun of it. Obviously, it's all in jest. No disrespect to the players, of course.
Yeah. All right, man. Surfer, anything you want to add before we close out?
Wow. Listen.
Jacob will be on the next show, people, because he's
Jacob, man.
Hype! You know what I'm saying? That's what he's
Jacob, man. All I'm going to say, Jacob, man. Well, on Sunday, the belt to arse is going to be sensational, man. You know what I mean? Belt to arse is going to be sensational.
I said BTA. Hey, Surfer, anything you want to add before we close out?
Certainly not that. What Ahmed just said. I don't know. Certainly not. Subscribe to this channel, subscribe to the Bridge Nation. Just look out whatever people are when you're following them. Turn your notification bells on for the guys because they should tell you 30 minutes before it starts. Look at the schedules and stuff like that. Like tomorrow, if the game goes ahead, obviously I think it's like three watch alongs tomorrow for Flawless.
You are right, 3 watch alongs. Liverpool, Palace City, Manchester United, Nottingham Forest, and then Sunday will be Fulham, Arsenal, and Spurs versus Chelsea. People, big up. You'll see something here on a regular as always. And this show, people, every Friday, 9 p.m. UK time. Jimmy will be back. He'll be on. He's not made his debut yet on this show, but obviously you lot know Jimmy split from his own channel, from Lewis's channels as well. From Lewis's channel as well. He'll be here next week. But shout out to Jimmy. Make sure you subscribe to Jimmy Split TV also as well. But again, hit the like button. Again, subscribe. We're here every Friday, 9 p.m. UK time with this show, Manchester United Chelsea podcast. There's a playlist for it on the channel. If this is indeed your favorite show, then you can click the playlist and you'll see all of the shows on there. I update it on a weekly basis as well. And on top of that, this show and all the other shows on the YouTube channel, apart from watch-alongs and apart from the fan calling show, are available on all audio platforms as well. Everyone doing their Spotify wrapped up for a year. Yo, go to the podcast section of that, hit the follow button and 5-star us Sarcasm City TV. If you're an iPhone user, same 5-star us on iTunes, same with SoundCloud or wherever you listen to podcasts. Wherever you listen to podcasts, because then you might get the audio platform. Maybe you don't want to see Ahmed's face. I fully understand. I feel like that every day. So yeah. You know what I'm saying? You might want to listen to the audio verse. You know what I'm saying? You want to listen to this guy's such a fool.
Lovely job.
So we're gonna lovely job. So we go redirect the Manchester United Spurs show. You know that's gonna be good, people. You know the United Spurs show is gonna be a good one if everything that's going on. And we're live tonight on the
more,
as well.
More depressed fans than United fans from this week in Spurs.
Hey, it's the way it works, man. I'm just therapy for people, man. Yeah, as much as I get a bad rap and people blame me I get blamed for a lot. You know, someone added me and was like, yo, how do you lot bait Troops into saying stuff on the Back Again podcast? Like Troops ain't his own man and don't state his own opinions.
Was brilliant. The way he like he said something like, and then a minute and a half later, I didn't say that. I mean, it's like, what do you mean? It's like, literally on a live thing that people can rewind back and send you like.
You were just cooking me right now. You were just cooking me right now. Exactly. You know what I mean? What about mine? You know what's going on?
Shout out Troops, like he blamed me because he said Arsenal were gonna win the league. He blamed me initially. You know what I'm saying? That was the injuries. He said, "Oh, it's your fault." What did I do? What did I do?
I tell you, Flores, the amount of people. I've got to actually have a. Oh, Flores, you've got to do better in this world. The amount of people that say you've got this power, you should be doing more than.
Crazy.
Right?
I got this mind control.
Listen, bros, man, you got the skills to pay the bills, as I say, man.
Yeah, surely, Flores,
it?
Flores, if you had this much, Flores, I'm really disappointed. If you had this much power, you should have got rid of Ten Hag a year ago. Flores, okay, you should have.
If I had this much power, Margot Robbie be waiting for me in bed. But here we are, man. But yeah, run up the lights again. How dare she be happy and get pregnant?
Don't say Margot Robbie, man.
Cheeky, man. I was saying taking liberties. Taking liberties.
Now this podcast ended in a sad way for me. I just
well, you lot, man, you gotta go backpack Spurs like you always do and run jokes. Hey, Casper, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm being honest. Like I said, I get blamed. Yo, the thing is, Jacob, I wasn't beating the allegations regardless. It don't matter. There's no allegations to have. No one's ever seen me with, you know what?
Guilty.
I'm guilty till proven innocent. That's what I am with that. I was saying, like, there's no evidence of nothing. But I was saying, I just happened to do a live show with a white woman, and it's like, oh, you nobody saw the. It's like, no, that's not. It just happened to. But all right, cool. We move. But anyways, people, we're closing out. We are closing out. We go redirect straight to, like I said, we redirecting straight to the United Spurs show. So don't go anywhere, people. I've literally just clicked go live. Then I was making sure I've redirected over to look at.
Oh my God, RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, this woman always, you know.
Every
time she sees you in the pit.
She must have been watching the entire stream.
Yeah. Every single time. Look at her. Every single time. And she got that crooked halo above her head. That's what that is. That halo's crooked. That's what it is. That halo's crooked. Yeah, take that shit off, man. That's what that
do that. It is impeccable.
Time is impeccable.
I cannot believe this.
Yeah, foolishness. But anyways, we close it out. We redirected over to the United Spurs show. But this has been the Manchester United Chelsea podcast, Man Them United podcast, meets the Ballers at the Bridge podcast, live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in, and see you lot in 2 minutes.